The story begins in a small town where a boy named Riyan lived with his parents. Riyan was 12 years old and he was always curious about everything around him. He loved to explore new things and discover secrets that others ignored. His house was old and his grandfather had lived there before. His grandfather used to tell him strange stories about hidden doors, secret passages, and magical buttons that could change someone's life forever. Riyan always thought those stories were just tales, but deep inside he wanted them to be true. One rainy evening, Riyan was sitting alone in his room. His parents had gone to visit a relative and he stayed home because he had homework. The rain was falling heavily and lightning lit the sky again and again. Riyan felt bored and restless. His homework was done and there was nothing interesting left to do. So he began searching through his grandfather's old wooden box that was kept in the corner of his room. The box was dusty and locked, but the lock was loose, so Riyan managed to open it. Inside, he found old pictures, letters, and a small notebook. He slowly opened the notebook and started reading. The notebook talked about a magical room inside the house, a room that could only be accessed by pressing a hidden button. The notebook also said that the button was not a normal button. It could transport the person into another world if pressed with courage and curiosity. At first, Riyan laughed. It sounded unbelievable. But as he read more pages, he felt something strange. His grandfather had written details, drawings, and maps. It did not look like a joke. The notebook showed that the button was hidden behind a painting in the living room. Riyan closed the notebook and walked downstairs. The living room was silent. Only the sound of rain hitting the windows could be heard. Riyan walked toward the large painting that showed a mountain and a river. He slowly lifted it, and to his shock, there was a small metallic button behind it. His heart began to beat faster. He was scared but excited. He remembered his grandfather's words written in the notebook. The button works only if you truly believe in the existence of another world. Riyan took a deep breath and pressed the button. Suddenly, everything around him began to shake. The lights flickered, the floor vibrated, and a bright circle of blue light formed around him. He felt himself floating. Before he could scream, everything became silent. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in his house. He found himself standing in a wide open field under a purple sky. Strange glowing plants surrounded him. The air felt different. He could hear soft music coming from nowhere. The place looked magical and unreal. Then he saw something moving. His eyes widened as he saw a tall creature walking toward him. The creature had big eyes, silver skin, and long arms. At first Riyan was scared, but the creature smiled gently. The creature said something in a language Riyan did not understand. But then a small floating crystal near the creature glowed, and suddenly Riyan could understand him. The creature said his name was Alex, and that Riyan was now in a world called Zygora. Riyan introduced himself and asked how he reached here. Alex explained that only chosen people could activate the button. The button was a portal door to Zygora, a world filled with aliens and magical beings. Alex told him that long ago, humans and Zygora people were connected, but the portals were hidden because many humans did not believe in magic anymore. Alex invited Riyan to explore the world. As they walked, Riyan saw flying creatures with colorful wings, talking trees and stones that floated in the air. Everywhere he looked, something strange and beautiful existed. Riyan felt amazed. It was like a dream. Soon they arrived at a glowing city made of crystal towers. The buildings changed color every few seconds like rainbows. People walked. Some humans and some aliens, and many had magical powers. Some could fly, some could control fire and water, and some could communicate with animals. Alex took Riyan to the great wizard of Zygora, an old man with silver hair and bright blue eyes. The wizard knew Riyan's name without being told. He said that Riyan's grandfather had visited Zygora many years ago and helped save the world from darkness. The wizard said that Riyan also had a purpose here. Riyan was confused. He asked what his purpose was. The wizard slowly pointed toward a dark mountain in the distance. He said that the mountain was awakening, and inside it lived a powerful creature that once tried to destroy Zygora. The creature was sealed long ago, but now the seal was breaking. Only the chosen visitor from Earth could stop it. Riyan felt nervous. He did not know how to fight anything. He was just a normal boy. But the wizard placed his hand on Riyan's chest and said that everyone has power inside them. The power grows only when you believe in yourself. The wizard gave Riyan a glowing stone and said it could help him. He also gave him a magical cloak that would protect him. Riyan thanked him and followed Alex toward the dark mountain. The journey was long. They crossed forests where trees whispered warnings. They walked near lakes where glowing fish swam in the air above the water. They even passed a village where magical people lived who could see the future. Some wished him luck, others warned him that the journey would test his courage. When they finally reached the mountain, the sky turned darker, and strange sounds echoed from deep inside. Riyan held the glowing stone tightly. Alex told him that only he could enter the cave. Riyan walked inside. The cave was cold and silent, but then he saw a pair of red eyes glowing in the darkness. A huge creature stepped forward. It looked terrifying, with sharp claws, wings, and a body covered in dark smoke. The creature growled and asked why Riyan had come. Riyan did not run. He remembered the wizard's words. He slowly stepped forward and held up the glowing stone. The stone grew brighter and brighter until the cave was filled with light. The creature screamed, trying to escape the light, but it could not move. Riyan spoke with confidence. He told the creature that Zygora was a world of peace and magic, and darkness did not belong here. The stone began to float, and the creature slowly became weaker. Finally, the creature disappeared into dust, and the cave became silent again. When Riyan walked outside, Alex and many magical beings were waiting. Everyone cheered. The sky turned bright again, and the land became peaceful. Alex hugged Riyan and thanked him for saving Zygora. The wizard appeared and told Riyan that he was now connected to this world forever, and the portal would open for him whenever he wished. Suddenly, a bright light surrounded Riyan again. When he opened his eyes, he was back in his living room. The rain had stopped and everything looked normal. But the glowing stone was still in his hand. Riyan smiled. He knew it was not a dream. He had been to another world. A magical world with aliens and powerful beings. A world where he was brave. He carefully placed the stone and the notebook in his drawer. He knew that someday he would return to Zygora. But for now, he was just a normal boy with an extraordinary secret. And every night before sleeping, he would look at the painting on the wall and smile, knowing that adventure was only one button away.